Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for June 27th through July 3rd, 2016. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and to really connect in with your inner being and the light source that is within you, that is a focal point of love, unconditional love. It's a focal point of unconditional love that represents the essence of all that you are, the culmination of everything that you have become, no matter where you've been, what ideas you've explored. This aspect of you is always turning that, or they wrote cash, sort of like to cash in. It's a sort of more of an expression. Is always cashing in on the abundance that is available in every experience. There is available to you in every experience alignment for you to cash in on. And they want you to get this because they want you to understand that there's a bigger picture here. And especially when you tend to look back, and when you often look back, you don't see how you've evolved. You don't see how the life that you've lived has caused you to become something more. Now, without judging what that more is or getting into specifics about what that more has become, because right in the moment, that doesn't matter. But what does matter is that you have become more, that you don't remain the same, that you are not ever possibly you're not ever creating lack from the perspective of your inner being, because you're always becoming more from all the experiences that you've chosen to live, no matter what. Because even in the word gold, and it just representing to me the healing energy or the Christ consciousness, you are always healing, meaning you're always through the experiences that you have, that some aspect of you has like a moment of clarity, like a aha, or something shifts. Maybe it could be in your physical body, something shifts in a different way because of the experience that you lived. And that shift, no matter the outcome, is affording you an opportunity to heal yourself. And they keep writing the word family. So even right now, even though things may seem kind of turbulent, or in maybe relationships within your family or within our world family, all of this turbulence, all of it is creating expansion. And the things, the after effects, because they keep writing this word after, the after effects is what they mean, is creating and will create some kind of healing outcome. No matter how it appears that the outcome or the expansion may appear to be insignificant, it is all significant, because it is, and if you focus upon it with your own inner being, the light of your inner being. See, here's the thing, and this is the big picture they want you to get. You are energy. You are energy, you are source consciousness. You are energy, and whatever you focus upon, your energy flows towards it. Your energy, they're writing like a gas. Your energy is like a gas, it's like a fuel. And when you throw it onto the flame of something that is already active, it expands, it flares up. And this is the word they're writing. And so, if you can be mindful of what to give that energy, to throw that energy towards, if you can be mindful, so if you can focus upon the source consciousness rather than the lack, the potential that source sees rather than the lack. If you can focus on that, even though it may seem insignificant in the moment, but if you can amplify it with your full intention of knowing what you're doing when you do that, then that little bit of insignificant shift of healing, and they're writing the word gold again, you can amplify that and make it greater than what it is, just by flowing your energy towards it. And if in all things in your life, even when it doesn't seem to be enough evidence of growth, or what you probably going to call it good happening around you, but if you can find even the slightest amount of good and give it all of your attention and talk about it and draw the conversation towards it and just get everybody involved, then all of that light, all of that source energy flowing, all that gas it will just ignite the consciousness of that healing and cause it to become a significant evolution and focus. So they want you to use your consciousness in this way. And if you do, you'll see the alignment happen much faster for you in your life and in the lives of others. If you really want to make a change, amplify the profound goodness. Amplify those things that are small, that seem insignificant, but they are like gems. It's like finding a small treasure. And watch what happens in terms of your own manifestation. Watch how quickly you begin to transition. Watch how quickly, because they're mentioning a job, that for those of you who are looking for a job, how quickly focusing on any good details in life, the gems of alignment that the universe is always placing at your feet, how just to focus on them, no matter what they are, will allow you to attract what you've been desiring. Because it's not that you have to work for your desires. You don't. What you have to do is allow your desires to flow into your experience. And the only way that can happen is if you start noticing expansion, noticing the healing, no matter how insignificant. And what we mean by healing, we mean when you are focused upon something that causes a shift towards your own inner worth, or that when you allow yourself to be the wholeness that you are, when you are allowing unconditional recognition of the love that is a part of your divine essence. And you will start to feel things like security. And when you start to feel secure, you have to attract financial security, relationship security, job security. This is why we focus in this way. So when you resist, all you're doing is adding fuel to that fire. And then the resistance gets bigger. You have to understand that you are energy. Okay? So let's take a look. They keep showing me a car, and I'm going to just trust that we have the time to talk about this, and hopefully I can get this out, because they were talking to me about this morning, as I have something I have to do this week, and I was feeling like a little guilty because I haven't gotten started on it, and they keep showing me a car. And what was different about this is, I got in this moment that it was dealing with my energy is transitioning and changing. And so what they showed me was something like a snake when it sheds its skin, so that the car shed the skin and a new car came out. And what they want you to know is, first of all, your inner being is never judging you. So whenever you feel guilty or anxiety or whatever negative emotion, you feel judged in that moment. And they really want you to get that picture there. That's a huge piece to understand. First of all, stop and say to yourself, your inner being, my inner being, is never judging me. Okay? They want you to get that first. And then what they want you to understand is that they showed me the word one, which means wholeness. That the source within me is always holding this perfect alignment, the wholeness that you and I truly are at all times. And so what you're feeling is, in that transition, is that you're given, so what that car represented when it was shedding skin, it was like you're giving birth to some change, something that you are now aware of that you are going to be doing, and that feeling that you get, whether it's a little anxiety or whatever, is just bringing you an awareness that the contrast of what you're experiencing is helping you to actually, is indicating that you're giving birth, because these when we have these this contrast, this is where growth happens. In there, new growth happens from these opposing perspectives. This is where your free will is choosing. It clarifies what that desire is. Like the moment is, it's like refining the desire, the new desire for you, defining it, helping you to recognize it. So if you can interpret, because your mind is an interpreter, and your ego usually gets in there first and interprets. The ego separated itself from the oneness in order that we could have free will. But when it's out there on its own, it feels lack now because it's not used to feeling it. At one point, it was a part integrated, and now it's separated. So that's why it's always having that fear perspective, because it'll never get used to the idea that it's out there all alone. But now it's trying to protect itself, and so comes out as fear. So it's trying to protect you. It's trying to do good and protect you, and always alert you in the negative perspective. But you got to know that your body is just running adrenaline if you have anxiety. So the mind, you can either let your source be the perspective, have the perspective, offer you the perspective, or your ego, and so the source within you would offer the perspective of opportunity, but your ego would offer lack or something to fear. So don't allow that interpretation to be what it is that you give your attention to, because the only reason it expands is because you're giving your attention to that. Your body that has it's just running adrenaline, simply. Okay, so you get to interpret, be conscious and deliberate in the interpretation you give. And so the angels want to help you to understand that what's really happening is you're giving birth in that moment. And the only way you can give birth is right in that contrast where there are two opposing forces, because that's how it's like a debate. And that's where in a debate, new things are discovered. That's why in all situations, there's expansion. So choose to interpret that in that way. And then allow yourself to just listen now to the guidance steps and the action steps, the inspired action steps that your inner being is guiding you. Once you understand, it's never judging you, always loving you, always holding the truth of who you are, and is the authority on what gives you joy, and holds the natural attraction. Once you just do anything that lines you up with that joy, it holds. Then once you line up with it, once there's no split in your energy, then you are fully aligned. You are fully allowing that which you truly desire, beyond your knowing of what you desire, but it allows all the best possibilities beyond the desire that you will come to realize or recognize at some point. And so this is what they want you to do and how they want you to focus. All right, let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. All right, so the card is prioritize. And this is Archangel Metatron. So this is indicating to me, and I'll just pull it up for just a moment. It's indicating to me that there's a lot of things in this week that if you are not mindful, that you could allow yourself to be distracted. These things could serve as distractions rather than being motivating you or being of assistance, rather. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to start allowing lack or your anxiety or fears to take over. To step back for a minute and put them in perspective, understanding that your inner being is not judging you. So if you have things to do, and this is telling me that this week that you're going to have this sense or you're going to be busy, things are going to come up, choices are going to be made or presented to you, and let's call them opportunities. And these things, I get a sense that these things are going to come up, that your inner being, that these are going to be part of your goals or your soul's purpose. And that what they want you to do, and they're showing me this, they don't want you to worry about having enough of revenue or ideas. They were indicating to me that some of you may in this week or have been experiencing, say something like writer's block, or you've been just having a sort of a pause or a standstill in your creativity, that it's not flowing. And what they don't want you to do is start getting into fear and then start feeling guilty or feeling anxiety or being upset, judging yourself for not being able to move past this. You know, some of you may be just like myself, very experienced at working with this whole work of alignment and the law of attraction, and then all of a sudden you say to yourself, well, why am I going through this? And then you judge yourself. And when you focus and give attention to that negative instinct, all you're doing is creating judgment that stops your flow. Why? Because you're no longer focused where the flow is. So there is always a better, another perspective. Maybe you're there, well, not maybe, but there is energy flowing, and you now have to readjust your attention, and there may be some alterations or expansion in the intention as well. It may have taken a new life of its own, but it's leading you there, and you just lost track of it because you became narrowly focused, and you've gotten caught up in expectation, which is not allowing for you for fluidity, to just be open to new ideas that may be trying to, or new opportunities that are coming towards you. So really focus on feeling alignment, and when it appears that it's not flowing, then expand the scope of your observation, okay, and the energy. All right, let me just tune in and see if there's any additional information here. There's a lot of guides and angels standing around you. They're showing me that you are protected. What they want you to do is really expand your connection in this week. So really don't let things get in there that kind of causes that expansion or your connection to your higher self to shrivel up, like they're showing me the trunk of a tree. So when you feel that fear, or you feel like things aren't working, do something, meditate, take a break, do something to get you off of that experience of lack, because you don't want to amplify that, okay? All right, let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. And we had this card last week, the Queen of Spring, and I'll just pull this up. So in the middle of the week. So the Queen of Spring is someone that you can go to, and it's interesting because I saw this vision with the sun in the background earlier. This is someone that you can go to for ideas. Now, what I'm getting is, and I'm not sure if this is focusing, but what I'm getting about this sun is that you have the right ideas, okay? You're being given the right ideas, you're being inspired, that this is about focusing your energy on those ideas that are really, and being receptive, because we have the Queen here, being really receptive to those good ideas, and not being afraid to go for it. As the card says here, I'm just going to increase this a little bit. It says, believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life. But the thing that really draws me to this card is believe in yourself. Okay? So the Queen of Spring has a lot of confidence. Someone who is, the other people come to she can motivate others. She's a multitasker. She can really manage, help manage things, whether it's in the home or in business life. I mean, she can do both. And so they give me the sense, if you're worried about being able to manage things, okay, they want you to also not to get too many different things. You know, this is one of the downsides of the Queen of Spring. She likes to do a lot of different things. She likes to help everybody, and she keeps saying yes, and then before she knows it, she's got too many things going on her plate. So they want you to really be aware of that. So that means be open to help from others. Be okay with saying no, and what you can do, because I know it's hard for you, but direct them towards somebody who can be of help to them so that you don't get bogged down too much in other people's priorities and then feel like you're neglecting yours. And I feel that's what's going on here, that you've got some things that you want to do, but you feel like you just have too many things on your plate and you can never find time for yours, and now you're feeling really bad about it. So you have a lot of energy, and that's wonderful. But now, right now, it's time, as Archangel Metatron is saying, to focus that energy on your own life purpose and the things that matter to you. All right, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. So it's the Hermit. And right away, I'm hearing, yeah, you need some time for yourself. But there's a part of the Hermit that's very interesting. This is not about just, hiding somewhere. The Hermit is very much a traveler. It travels throughout the world. But instead of being in the mainstream, like engaged in what everybody's doing, he's kind of observing. He's a part of it. He's in the background because his goal is for his own self-discovery and wants to learn more about himself, but not isolated completely from the relationships of what's going on in the world. He really respects the world and all the interactions going on within it, and that he can learn from it. So what they're wanting you to do is to not separate yourself completely, like to isolate yourself and go off somewhere, and just where there's no civilization. But what they would like for you to do is to, as you go through your day, to be more of an observer of what everything that you're experiencing, how it is affecting you, and how you can, what choices you need to make that, or where is the alignment in these situations for you, so that you're making decisions for yourself that that give you joy, so that you're not losing focus. Again, here's that word of what your soul's priorities are. So there's this thing about, so far in this week, taking stock of your own personal goals and your soul's priorities. And then this is a huge piece, because sometimes we forget this. We get so caught up in doing everything that is out in the world and accomplishing and being successful in the world and in the world, but we forget about our own inner success and achievements and checking in with that. Part of what makes our manifestation so difficult to achieve is because everything that we consider success and achievement has everything to do with how things are going or how you're doing in the outer world, how much have you acquired or not. And we forget about what about the inner spirit and how much growth, how much expansion has come about for me that has nothing to do with anybody else, but the relationship with the outer is what is creating that expansion, but making your source within, not outside of yourself. All right, let's take a look at the card for the end of the week, and this is the Nine of Winter. So this card says, what I'm getting about this card first is that, at the end of the week, if you're not able to really focus, your fears can get the best of you, okay? So this is why during the week, what you want to do is really pay attention, be mindful of what you need, and start making choices so that you can sleep better. This is also telling me that you, again, because we had the Four of Winter, I think, last week, that you need to really give yourself some time to recuperate during the weekend, to get proper rest. Pay attention to dreams that are coming up. Also, be aware that there are some things here. You see the moon in this card, and the sun over here, and we got another light. So pay attention that there are some things coming up for you in the subconscious, in your subconscious mind. Things that are coming up for you to take a look at, not to judge it, but just to be aware so that you can refocus. Okay, so you can align with your higher self's purpose. So most times you get really stuck there and those what's going on thing. So let me take a look here. So what they're just showing me is that for the weekend that you're going to probably during your dream time, really some of this is going to just sink in, like, and so that your dreams are going to really be telling, right? They're going to just kind of tell the truth, and what you're going to get is the big picture of all of what's expanding for you. So take time to meditate, to daydream, or to really keep a journal of what is going on in your dreams, and looking for the healing. Don't focus on the negative in your dreams, but what's healing and what's transitioning. Notice how you feel about life and how you feel differently about yourself, okay, as a result of your dreams. What does it cause you to realize, and pay attention to that? Okay, and now the card I pulled from the bottom, the Dreamer card. So this is just confirming that about following your dreams, paying attention to your dreams, that you are in this week you're refocusing, you're reprioritizing your focus to get back on track with your dreams. You're not going to let your fears or anything hold you back, that you're going to just go straight for this and be more mindful of what your purpose is. And this is not something like, something that you don't get, okay? But it's just whatever is causing you to feel good about yourself, and that helps you to feel in alignment. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and thank you for your comments and here on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're looking for an angel reading, feel free to contact me at theangelschool.com, which you can find in the description link below. My office hours are from 12 to 6 Eastern Standard Time, so just be aware of that. And also, please join us on Facebook for the daily card messages, which will go into more depth for the week. You can find that link below as well. So have a beautiful and prosperous week. God bless you all.